welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live with myself, Paul, and Jenny from Host for Ghosts, and Andrew from South Coast Ghost. We're sure Luke will pop in a minute once he's woken up from his night shift. So tonight we talk about the Unicorn Theatre. Myself, Jenny, and that did Saturday, and Angela went to the notorious Shepton Mallet prison.
Oh, I did indeed.
So we'll talk about that tonight. So if you have any comments, please send them in. We'll put them on the screen, try and answer your questions. If you have any questions for us, or you can add anything to a topic, or there's a topic you would like us to talk about, please get in contact. We can talk about, or send your pictures in, whatever you have. If you've got any pictures of Shepton Mallet Saturday with Angela walking around with probably with half a dozen coats on and all of that.
Yeah, the biggest coat I have.
I don't know how you do it. So if you have, as I say, if you have any comments, please send them in. Andrew will put them up on the screen. Any questions, we'll endeavour to answer them. So, do you want to go first to Shepton Mallet, or do you want me?
I'll go first, even though my memory is a bit rubbish, so I'll probably forget half of what's happened. It was cold. I'll just say that to start with. But you expect it to be cold there anyway. It's heating, so it wasn't a massive amount of people there, which was quite nice. So and we were all sort of assigned certain areas for a certain amount of time, so you didn't really sort of run into anyone else apart from one team got lost and had to go through our bit. But apart from that, we were all sort of separate, so you didn't really have the contamination of noise from other people.
Nice.
And I think we started off in I think it's called the morgue.
Yeah.
Is it the morgue? Yeah. I think no, we didn't start there. No, we start again. Jamie, help me. Anyway, we started off in I can't even remember what it's called. It's the one where you go outside and round to the left, and you go like up the stairs, and then it's a long room.
Oh, is that the medical room in the hospital?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, we went in there first.
Mm.
We had like the laser grid up and some cat balls and other. Started in the granary. That's where we started. Yep. Hello, Dora.
Hi, Dora. Hi, Dora.
Yes, I remember there was some of them went down to the end bit, where the stairs go down to go out.
Yeah.
And I think they were getting some sort of weird feelings in there. And I don't know what happened, but at one point they sort of ran out of there, kind of go, oh, what was that? So I'm not sure what happened. I can't remember getting a great deal of activity in there. I don't know. And then after that, I don't know where we went. We went to, that might have been when we went to the morgue. Well, everywhere was a bit sort of quiet, really. There was, we did hear some sort of noises. Glasswork on the table. Oh, I think that was in the granary. See, I have a rubbish memory. And because we couldn't film, we've got nothing to look back over to sort of refresh the memory. Like, that's what we did.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to film. We could take photos, but we weren't allowed any filming. Although I managed a grand total of about 5 pictures the whole evening, and nothing came up on them.
Nothing at all?
No orbs, no shadows, no anything really.
Unusual, isn't it?
I think Jamie captured a possible orb on one of his photos.
Oh, okay.
I won't go from room to room because I just can't remember what was in. Then the morgue, wing A was second location. Okay. Where was I?
Headed to the morgue by the sound of it.
Yeah. I can't remember what happened in the morgue. I know we did try some glass moving. It was a bit sort of hit and miss with a lot of the things. especially when we did the board as well, because sometimes it would come up with things that would make sense, sort of give you or sort of answer the questions, and other times it would sort of come up with random things that sort of didn't make any sense, sort of like how old are you, and it was like 73, but that didn't tally up with sort of other questions that we asked and who we thought it might have been. So a lot of the time we ended up having to sort of say goodbye to whoever it was, because we weren't really sure who was there or what was there, whether it was like a someone that had passed over or just something not very nice.
Yeah.
We tried table tipping as well, and we did get it moving a little bit, not sort of walking around and spinning, but it was sort of, you could feel it trying to move at times. You could feel like the little vibrations, and then there was a little bit of sort of swaying going on. What else did we do? Oh yeah, some people were getting pushed quite often in sort of a lot of places. They were just sort of standing and they were sort of falling backwards and forwards, and it was quite strong pushes as well, not just little bits and pieces, but like they were. And there was another team member that sort of was trying to steady them, like this one and then this one standing. It's like they were going for each other for a fight, and they were keeping them apart, but they just kept falling.
How funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we got any sort of real communication from that or knew who it was, but yeah, they seem to be quite susceptible to the energies in there, I think, the way they were moving. Yeah, Ellie and Caden
Are affected heavily for being pushed.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's got a little bit tired there now because everybody goes there and just needs a bit of a break to bring it back up?
Yeah, we were thinking that the amount of teams that go there, because it's not like one of those locations which they just sort of do it now and then. It's like all the time there's people in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I think it might have been too heavily done and needs a bit of a break for a while to.
Makes you
I think
wonder,
yeah, I know it's a big place, but you've got your like favourite hotspots, like people like going to certain locations, and I guess maybe they just sort of get fed up and maybe move to the quieter bits so you don't see them, or they're just like, no, not coming up to play today.
Leave me alone, the same questions.
Yeah.
It could be, couldn't it? You know, it's just, so I think sometimes the locations can be overdone, can't they? You know,
Yeah,
it's a bit like the Ram, isn't it? You know, it's done so many times that, you know, imagine Spirit get fed up just as much as we would. Somebody keep asking you questions and can you do that? Can you not? You must think, oh, give me a break.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie put, we had a few taps and footsteps, but nothing much most of the night.
Oh, it's unusual, isn't it?
Quite quiet. But at the same time, it sort of went quite quickly. I don't know if it's because we had a certain amount of time in each place. But usually by about sort of midnight or 1 o'clock, I'm sort of ready to go home. Like, I'm done now. I'm fed up. But we were still going till 3 and I wasn't even tired. I was like, oh, wow. I could do more. Which was sort of unusual for me. I'm usually like, the first couple of hours, I'm all kind of, oh, this is good. And then I was just like, oh, nothing's happening. I want to go home. But yeah.
And do you think that's because not much was happening, so your energy was still high? You know, Spirit not using much of your energy, so you just felt better.
It could be. I didn't feel like I had energy sort of drained from me or anything. But some of the equipment, one of the laser grids, that started sort of going a bit dim, and it had a new battery in it.
Oh, that's interesting.
But yeah, I think it was all to do with the energy of the people, though. The groups I was with, because I joined in with Ghost Dragon Investigations.
Oh yeah.
And they're sort of really high energy and sort of going all the time, and it was good in that way.
It got interesting in the Gatekeeper's Lodge. Oh, Angela.
Yeah, we went right to the top. Oh, the stairs, my knees. I ended up and down all the stairs.
Oh.
But yeah, yeah, at the top, because it's a sort of a really tiny room at the top, and there's a bit of a hole in the floor you have to watch out for. But we were trying to do the table, I mean the board up there, and that was when we were getting sort of conflicting information, and Jamie was sort of acting like a pendulum and being pushed towards yes and no.
Yeah.
And then they were doing the board at the same time, and some of the questions the answer would be the same, like Jamie would sort of sway to yes, and then the board it would go to yes. And then other questions it was like totally the opposite. So we weren't sure if we were actually sort of communicating with two different things at the same time, like one through the person and one through the board.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, and it because on the board it said it wanted to communicate with Jamie or had a message for him, and it kept spelling out MOM, like mum, American way, and we didn't know if that was like a nickname for something or MOM stood for something, but yeah, we couldn't quite work that out. And it said something about he'd known Jamie for 9 years, and I think it was 9 years ago he started sort of investigating properly.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't know if it was like a guardian or like a protector or something.
Spirit guide. Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite interesting because it said we tried to ask it how old it was, and it said 0. So that means that would indicate that it's not like somebody that's passed over. It was never a living person. So that was
that's interesting.
we couldn't work that one out, but that was interesting up there.
And that was quite strong energy in that room, was it? When you get all these answers.
Yeah. Even I was sort of swaying a bit, but not in answer to anything. I just feel myself sort of
moving
backwards and forwards.
Is that the room where there's the thin stairs that go up to the top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
It was interesting.
I think I've only been there once, that room.
Oh, yeah.
Out of it under full trance for most of that. So he doesn't remember any of the questions or the answers. Is that what
no,
he's saying?
just remembered a couple of bits, but I think they were saying, Jamie, you're still there, and then there was just like nothing. It's like, no, he's gone. Just sort of swaying with the answers, but yeah, he wasn't there.
Oh.
Yeah, that was very interesting, that one. I think that was probably the most interesting bit, but we still couldn't quite work out what it was all about.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? I wonder what the MON is, what that stands for, whether that's initials of someone or...
I don't know.
That's quite strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I might remember more stuff later as we're talking.
Was anybody else affected in the room?
I think Caden and Ellie were still sort of being pushed and were swaying, and and there was one, I can't remember if that was the same room, where I think Sally all of a sudden had really bad toothache. Like she said, the pain in her mouth was like really bad, and she hadn't had it before. And then when we got out of the room, it just went again. So,
wow. That's very weird. That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is that the same room or a different room, Angel?
I can't remember now.
Right.
And then there was another lady who started feeling sick as well. And it was all sort of I think it was upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she started feeling sick, and and Ellie was feeling sick as well.
Oh, wow.
So in that room, there's definitely something going on up there.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? The people getting like toothache and feeling sick. That's strange, isn't it?
It was strange.
Do you know what that room was used for, or just?
No,
it
it's just
overlook the courtyard, does it? I'm not sure what that room was used for.
I don't know. It's just the gatekeeper's lodge bit right at the top. So I don't know. That was like a personal area or. I guess.
Yeah. Obviously, something happened in there then to have all that sort of going on. People feeling sick. There must have been high energy in there then, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was in there. Yeah.
Did you try any K2s in there? See if you got anything on them or?
Yeah, we had the K2s on, but they rarely did anything. They rarely moved. Well, I think we had cat balls flashing now and again as well.
Okay, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Visual evidence then.
Yeah.
That's good. Some locations are like that though, aren't they? You know, we've done location where you get bits and pieces, but nothing major. And someone else goes in and say, "What a fantastic night we had there." You think, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
And it does, especially if you're with a group with high energy. You think Spirit would love all that, wouldn't you? Get in there and start banging doors and moving beds and doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things. But I suppose they get tired as much as we do, I suppose. And it's good to be with a high energy group as well, isn't it? So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. So what did the other group get? What was that?
I think they had quite a quiet night as well.
Just generally quiet all round.
Yeah, I don't think it was just us. I think it was everyone. Just sort of bits here and there, but
just like teasers, really, isn't there? Just teasing always a little bit, just to keep you going to the next room.
Yeah.
Just a laugh. That's all it ever is, isn't it? It's good, and you stayed warm enough in there.
Yeah, I couldn't feel my toes for some of the time, but apart from that, I was warm. I had all my thermals on and 3 layers and a massive coat, hat, gloves.
How were your knees the next day then?
Yeah, they were all right the next day, but yeah, it was just walking down the stairs. I tended to go last, so everyone else could go down first, and then I could just hobble down.
Jen's like that, isn't she? Jen normally comes down last because he walks down sideways and take your time walking down.
Yeah, I know no one's going to rush past me.
One group had a door slam. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Did you do any EVPs? Anybody do any EVP recordings? Get anything in there? Or?
No.
Oh. It didn't like me asking about the craze much. Well, it did rule it, didn't it?
Yeah, they didn't seem to like Jamie being on the board. If he went on the board, it sort of stopped moving. And we say, "Do you want Jamie to go away from the board?" And said, yes, so he'd go away. That happened a few times. They didn't want him on the board or the glass or anything. It's like, nope.
You think they recognised him? You think they recognised him as someone that was there, or that's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unusual.
I remember Darren was a bit like that. You could have a room with loads of stuff going on. They say, "Darren, come in here," and you go in and it just goes. Everything would stop. And go, oh, okay.
How weird
I'll
is
go
that? In strange, isn't it? I think I often wonder whether that happens because they think they recognise you from when they were around and they didn't like you or whatever, and it just suddenly stops dead. There's no reason for it, is there? You've done nothing different.
No.
You know, you're always respectful in that, so no reason for it just to stop. Well, that's unusual.
I don't know. It was strange, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, hearing a door slam and bits like that's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, they always make it.
Video, that was all.
Well, that's hardest part, isn't it, really? You know, you really want to walk around with your camera going, taking videos and bits, and unfortunately, it's not to be there anymore. But I don't see the difference between taking a picture and a video, really. You should capture the same thing in the picture. I know it's still and not moving, but that's harsh, really, isn't it? And it's not for commercial use either, is it? You know, it's all private.
It just helps me remember where I've been and what I've done.
Yeah. I find it difficult to try and recall stuff, and then you think, "Oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, I went. Did I go there or didn't I go there?" It is difficult, isn't it, to recall it? I know we should write it down, really.
I know. I keep trying to remember to take a book with me, and then I get there and go, "Oh, I forgot the book."
I'm always like, Jen said, write it down, just write it down. We get
Yeah.
there. So, Jen, did you bring the book? No, I thought you were bringing it. I'm terrible at that, aren't I? Trying to remember.
You've left behind this one.
Oh, we went there and I was so excited because they got the new thermal camera. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Guess where that was when we got to the
not
theatre.
Oh no.
Got there and I said to Jen, I put the camera on the chair so I wouldn't forget it. Have you seen the camera? She went, no, I thought you put it in the car. And I suddenly had that thinking moment. I remember putting it on the chair and then walking out.
Oh.
All right, Luke. You just got woke up.
No, yeah.
Me and Angela found my phone was accidentally on a live shot. Oh, I'm going to tell them of you, Jamie. It's also because Shepton is now has a film policy, so you have to pay for filming rights.
Yeah.
But you pay enough for the tickets, mate, for a venue like that you would be allowed to do the filming. I mean, to try and charge you more, it's not as though you're filming for commercial use. You're going to use it on the TV. You know, it's for personal references and look backs and you know, I find that a bit harsh, really. They do that, but yeah, we left the thermal camera sitting on the chair.
Oh dear.
Gutted.
You'll have to go out next time.
Yes, I definitely need to give it a run. I might try down the graveyard one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if we get anything down there with it.
Yeah.
Because you can actually take pictures with it. So you just hold the trigger and it takes the picture.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that would be good, interesting to give it a run out, really. But that's what I was intending to do Saturday, but we didn't.
Yeah.
As usual, I forgot it. My fault, my bad. So is that was about your evening?
That's all I can remember at the moment. Yep.
No taps and knocks on the van in the early hours of the morning, and prison wardens standing out there.
I was asleep.
I don't blame you either at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
As long as you were kept warm under the covers, that was it.
I was warm enough. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
What was the Sunday morning like? Was it bright, or was it just still miserable?
No, it was nice and bright. So when the sun came out, it sort of warmed up quite quickly.
Yeah.
I still had 2 pairs of socks on there.
I don't blame you. The cold feet, that's the worst thing at night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, waking up cold feet is a nightmare.
I can't sleep with cold feet.
No. Yeah.
Don't tell her we got home and put the blankets on.
We got home and put the electric blanket on, Jen said.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't have toasty feet.
Yeah.
Nice.
You need one of them in the van, don't you? Run off the battery.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get them, but it'd be good if you can.
I don't know. I imagine you might be able to get something like that. Something
I'll have to
warm. Yeah. Something you could just plug in or charge up, and if it runs for a few hours, it keeps you warm and you nod off to sleep.
Yeah.
Then you probably wouldn't feel the cold like that. I imagine you can. I don't know. I've never looked, to be honest.
No, I should have just taken a hot water bottle because I could boil a kettle of water and poured it in, but I've only just thought of that now. So it's a lot of use, isn't it?
Yeah. At least you know what to take with your next one.
Yeah.
Don't forget it. Leave it on the arm of the chair like I did.
Yeah, well, I left my torch on the desk. I thought, I'm sure I put that torch in my bag. And there it is on the desk. Yeah, that's useful.
Wow, isn't it? So that was your night at the Shepton Mallet then?
Yep.
That was good. Interesting bits and pieces then.
Yeah.
And they were obviously a great group to be with.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, excellent. That's good, isn't it? That's nice. Nice and friendly and welcoming.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
Very
Excellent. So, over to us, Luke. So, what are you going to talk about, Luke?
Unicorn Theatre.
Huh?
Unicorn Theatre.
Yeah.
How cold it was.
How cold it was, do you mean?
Yeah, it was
very
really
cold.
It's like being outside. It was. Yeah.
Nice. Might as well have been.
We've been warmer outside, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been.
So Saturday we went to the Unicorn Theatre in Abingdon, just outside of Oxford, with Paranation. Never done this one before, so it's quite interesting to go there. It's quite a difficult place to find because it's right down a really small, tiny road. And as you pull into the car park, it literally is like a big one-way system, and you turn right, the sat navs turn right, turn left, turn right, that sort of. So you're winding your way down these side roads, and then you go down like a really narrow road, like a footpath, really. And you come out in the car park, and the theatre's there, and like what would be a house attached to the end of the theatre, which I think is where the lady came out of that locks up and all of that. So caretaker, I think that's who she was. So as you go in, you go through an arch into a garden. You sort of walk through the garden. There's big stairs to your right that take you up onto the first floor. And then you have the undercroft to the left. And then the garden carried on to the left. And then like a massively long room. So obviously we all met in the room upstairs, what you call the base room. But unfortunately, it didn't have any windows in it. So it might as well have been the ice room, really. Because it was very, very cold. Nobody's fault. They're renovating it apparently, and obviously the costs of renovating the windows to put in a 13th century theatre must be astronomical amounts of money. But it's quite an incredible place to see with the old beams, and you could just imagine its heyday, full of people waiting to watch a play, and so it was good. I met there, and it's sort of down to your right, or just sort of behind you was like a tea room, where the tea urn and the bits and pieces. If you go down to the right, down the stairs, really steep stairs that carry right down underneath, the toilets were underneath, but in a room that was completely dark underneath. But as you sat there, looked up, you could the floorboards of the room, the base room. So when people walked, you could hear them walking along. So it's like wooden slats. Yeah. But the weirdest thing is that the floor wasn't straight. It was like that all the way along. So when you walked, it was quite a bit disconcerting, really, because it was up and down. And the funny thing is, I was looking at the floor thinking, I wonder how old this floor is, And what it had was bits of metal plates screwed to the floor to hold the floor together, like really thin metal plates. So obviously, they get a lot of movement in the wood. They had little strips. Did you see them, Luke, on the floor?
You did, yeah.
They were like little plates about this big, holding two bits of floor together. And so you sort of think, well, how old is this then? If they're patching up with bits of metal holding the floor up. So obviously, when you sat down underneath it, you could hear people walking across the top, and it was just like you see the lights. So it's difficult to do any EVPs down there. And we had the laser grid, and we had the K2s going off. They were going up in halfway and into the red. A lady, and I think it was Stuart, had his thermal camera there, but nothing in that room because you could hear people talking above you, which would have been the base room, and people walking in and out because it was so cold. People walking in, getting tea, and walking back out again. It was very difficult to do it down there. We tried, but you just heard footsteps, which you debunk straight away because that's somebody coming for tea, somebody like that. And the interesting thing was Luke bought a new ball. What did you call that ball, Luke?
It's a dog ball from Pets at Home.
Have you got it there with you?
Upstairs at the moment.
All right. It's really interesting. It's like a cat ball. It's a solid ball, and it lights up straight away when it's moved. And stays on while it's being moved, and then goes back out. A really clever idea. It's a good idea. A few people said, "Oh, is that a dog ball?" And Lou went, "Yeah." They said, "Oh, that's a clever idea. I never thought of that." Because obviously it's cheaper. How much was that, Luke?
Yeah, £7.
So it's a bit cheaper than 3 cat balls, isn't it? Really?
Rechargeable as well.
So it's rechargeable as well.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper than the 3 cat balls, isn't it? Really?
Is
Look at it like that.
Yeah.
So we went down there for a little bit, and then where did we go, Luke? Oh, we went in the Undercroft, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were standing in the Undercroft. It was myself. I think Jen was hiding in the car at this stage. Luke, Lynn, Amy. I don't know who the other gentleman was with us, Luke, in there.
No, I'm not sure.
Hello?
Hello?
Who said that? Who said
What?
that?
Say what?
Who went hello?
I didn't
I
say
don't
hello.
know. I heard that. No, but there was like a voice in the background went, hello.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard that as well, did you?
Yeah. Well, my microphone was on mute, so it wasn't from here. But I
It wouldn't
definitely
have
heard
been-
that.
That's why I sort of looked at her, wondered who.
No,
Oh, I don't know.
Says I said, hello, didn't I?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hello, Spirit. Welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live. You're welcome. You're welcome to join in if you like. Tell us your name.
Yeah.
We'll say hello back to you. Anyway, so we went in the Undercroft, and I had the plasma ball going in there. Obviously, I had the camera going, and Luke had his dog ball there. We had a few knocks, didn't we? And the plasma ball stopped a few times, but
Yeah.
and the man said he could hear tapping over by the side when we asked. But the strangest thing was, I don't know, he was standing in there. Obviously, it wasn't dark because there was an outside, like, escape light, exit light.
Oh, yeah.
But we kept thinking there was someone standing in the doorway. Like someone appeared and then disappeared in the doorway. Did you sense that, Luke, when you were in that room?
I feel like he's been watched in there, yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was really strange. A couple of times the man said to me, oh, I thought it was somebody standing there. And I caught my eye a couple of times. I thought, oh, if they're going to come in, just come into the room. Don't stand in the doorway. Because it's obviously you're getting a shadow in the room. So we're not sure. Of course, I've looked and, oh, okay. There's nobody there. But I could have sworn there was somebody in the doorway. But I don't know, to be honest. I never caught a full glimpse of it. But I sort of thought I saw it. And even the man said, oh, I thought there was someone standing there. So it's obviously something that caught our eye. So we carried on in there for 20 minutes, half an hour, I suppose. I got to go back through the footage. But there was taps. We were getting knocks in the corner where the man was standing. Because he was like trying to video the noise, wasn't he, Luke?
Yeah.
Because when I said, can you knock? Can you copy me? Like, knock, knock, knock. And in the corner, you heard like a tap, 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 tap back. And he said, oh, there's a tapping in the corner when you asked the question. So we carried on up. And we're getting responses like little taps, tap, 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 very quietly. They run the EVP. I need to go back over there and have a look. So from there, we went up. You go back outside into the garden, up the main stairs, through another little room, and then turn right, down some stairs, and you're on the top tier of the theatre seats, looking up down at the stages down in front of you. And then the stage is on two tiers. So you had like a ground floor and a balcony above. And then as you went down, there was about, I think, 20 seats at the top on the second balcony. Then you walked down some stairs, and then the ground floor and the stage was sort of here in front of you up. So you're looking up at the stage. There's about 30 chairs there. So, about 50 people, I'd imagine. So quite a biggish place. But we were in there. How long were we in there? We were in there for quite a while, weren't we, Luke, really, considering. And then I think we had one of the apps going, and it says, I was buried here. Was that your app, Luke?
Yeah, it's my app, yeah.
And it said, I was buried here. And we're like, oh, okay, so you buried here. My ashes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We thought, well, that's strange. I'm buried here. We're saying, Spirit, can you show us where your ashes are? Are you under the stage? And I had my voice recorder going, and there's a clear woman's voice going, yes, really clear. Because one of the other guests heard it. He said, what was that? I said, you've got that. I heard that on your recorder. So I gave him my recorder, and he listened back. He says, there, it's clear. It's a woman's voice saying yes. When you said, are your ashes here? Are you buried here? And it said clearly yes. So in the main theatre, it's like a theatre, but it would have been originally 3 cottages. So the main theatre is 3 separate cottages that were lived in all through the time. So it would have been quite small. So you had 3 different windows all down one side. So three. It's really strange setup. and obviously the stage. I think myself, Luke, and a few others were in there for a while before anybody else came in. And on the top balcony, when we were on the stage, it was myself. Who was there? You, Luke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it, what was his name? Oh, I can't think of his name now. He was there with some people. Mark, not Mark. Stuart, right.
Jack, wasn't it? Yeah, he was there. Jack.
Who? Jack. No, you know him, Angie. He wears the baseball cap, ex-army bloke with the round glasses.
Matt, wasn't it? Matt.
Stuart?
Matt, I think it was.
Matt.
Yeah.
I think it's Matt. You know him, Angie. If you saw him, you'd know him. Really polite guy, you know, very, very knowledgeable. And
Matt.
see what my memory's like. It's shocking, honestly. So we were all standing there and obviously doing the calling out. And there was a few taps, but he had a millimeter going and a laser grid up on the curtain. And just a split second, we called out, you know, is there any spirits here? You please come forward. Everybody suddenly looked at the balcony, like someone had actually appeared on the balcony. Obviously, didn't see them. And then, but everybody, 10 people, all went, oh, what was that? And looked up. So it must have been something that drew us upwards.
Yeah.
So they decided to climb up the stairs and put cat balls and all sorts up on the next balcony. You had to go up some really steep steps, ladder, to get to the top floor. And who stuck his head? I think that might have been Paul, you know, Cheryl's Paul Paolo.
Oh, yeah.
He stuck his head in and heard, get down, shouted at him. So he come back down and said, oh, someone's just told me off for being up there. Why? What are you here? And he said it was something like, get down. And then someone else went to go and they went, shh, get out. And they come back down and said, oh, I don't think we're very well invited up. So eventually plucked the courage up and went up there and put the cat ball on a couple of other bits up there. And yet the cat ball was going off. But every time to the left of you looking, they had like obviously a balcony and 2 false windows either side of the balcony. But every time on the left-hand side, it's like someone kept looking out. Yeah, everybody kept going, oh, what was that? What was that? You know, that sort of keep looking, what was that? Did you see that? Did it? And that type of thing. So there's quite a bit of that going on. So the EVPs were quite good because everybody did go quiet, which was nice. You know, because sometimes, you know how it is, you put a record on. You know, I say to people, I'm just going to take a recording, and you get people talking in the background. So it's just, it sort of killed it off, isn't it? So I need to go back over them, really. What else happened there, Luke, on that stage? Glass.
Lights. The cat balls were going off.
Cat balls were going off on the second level because you were sitting above us, weren't you?
Yeah.
What else was there?
Well, I saw it all. I saw movement.
On the balcony, yeah. But everybody was seeing movement on this balcony. But you couldn't really pick it up, you know, quick enough. So I had the camera and I took some infrared snaps with my little camera. So I've got to go back and have a look at that and see whether I caught anything in there. But it seemed to be quite active. And then we did the Estes method. So I had one on the stage and one upstairs. And it was Ryan that was upstairs, but he kept getting an advert for Lidl's or Aldi. So, it didn't go very well, did it, Luke, that one? Which was quite funny, really. So, am I supposed to say Aldi? Am I supposed to say Lidl? Which was quite funny, really. He said, I think this is not working very good. So it's quite funny, really, because you've got the guy down the bottom sort of giving out really good answers and here, now, touch, all of that type of stuff. He's going, Aldi. Lidl? No, this is not right. Now I can hear the news. Remember that, Luke? It was quite funny, wasn't it? I think you went up and changed with him, didn't you, in the end?
That didn't work for me, no.
Did you? You sat there for ages, Luke. What happened up there?
It's feel very, 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 very cold to go up there.
But any noises or anything else, or just cold?
Yeah, just really freezing. A lot of temperature changes.
but the whole room kept changing temperature. 1 minute it was sort of quite not warm, but you had a few bodies in there, so the temperature got a little bit more. But then suddenly it would get freezing cold in there. And this place had like solidly brick walls, had windows and doors, but it would suddenly go really cold, especially when you're doing the Estes method. It was just like there was a whole load of people coming in, and like we're just saying, "Can you tell us the name of a play? Can you tell us who you were?" And so lots of names came through, lots of names, and he kept being touched. He's in my leg. Something's moving my leg, and it was like something was touching his shoulder. Because one moment he went, "Oh," it's like he said he felt what felt like a hand on his shoulder, but he wasn't sure. Obviously, nobody was there. He was on the stage on his own.
Yeah.
And then, but the K2s were flickering, going on and off. Nothing in the laser grid. The mel meter was going off. It kept dropping temperature droppies all the time. Beep. Is that you, Rick? Can you move away? And then it'd go off, stop. Then you come like beep, and off it'd go again. So it's quite sort of interacting with that. I'm not sure whether this place has a lot of people go there. It doesn't, I don't think, seem to. And then, what else? Oh, they did glass moving on the table. And that's really interesting because it started off quite slow. There's Cheryl, Julia, who else was on there? Gemma and another lady. And it started off sort of quite slow and doing bits, and then it really got fast. They couldn't keep up with the fingers on the glass. It was going that quick. And they were saying, "Can you draw a number? Can you do?" And it was drawing an 8 and a 6. It was, don't think it was an age. I don't know. You didn't really ask the question, "Is this your age?" But it was more like children interacting with children. The way it was like a party game, just flicking around. It was really, really quick across the table. So he tried the table tip, but nothing on the table at all. Nothing at all, which is unusual, really. Because you think if the energy's in the glass, why would it not move the table?
Yeah.
So, and then we sort of everybody spread out. A few people went home because it was literally absolutely freezing in there. So a few people had obviously wandered off, but had quite a good time. They had some good stuff. And then we all ended up, most of us, probably 20-odd people back in the theatre together. So try and build the energy back up. So everybody really got in the theatre. And there was some interesting questions because I sat sort of at the back, listening to people, the guests giving questions, and they were doing the Estes method again. And it was some really, really good, interesting responses. It was like, "Can you tell us your name?" And he would go, "Goodbye, George." Oh, well, is that "Goodbye, George," or is that "My name's George"? It was that type of messages. What else was there? "I'm here. Where are you?" And it was like, you're thinking, oh, you're saying, "Spirit, where are you?" "I'm here."
Yeah.
"Where are you? Where are you?" And you're like, well, it was not conflicting. It was just like, well, you just answered twice on one question. Yeah. So are you here or not? Or are we here or not? It was sort of a bit like that, wasn't it, Luke? Flicking. It was really interesting. And that went on for probably half an hour, 40 minutes, right at the very last, because it was 5:30 to 11 o'clock. So it was 11 o'clock in the evening finished. Unlike poor Angela, 3 o'clock in the morning still going. I don't know how you do that. So it was the Estes method worked well there, didn't it, Luke?
Did you?
What else did you get there, Luke?
I know. Under the stairs where the toilets bit were?
Yeah.
I was sensing like a lot of people got hung under there for some reason.
All right.
Every time I kept looking up, drawn to the ceiling, and I was like, people got hung there for some reason.
It's really strange under there, wasn't it? Even though you could hear people walking above you, it had that odd feeling, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what type of feeling you got from there. Angela, we were rocking at 3 a.m. Angela, what are you not telling us? You're rocking at 3 a.m. Dancing around, dancing the night away. So it was a very interesting night. The Estes method worked well. Got some good EVPs, which I've got to go back and listen to. Obviously, check the video and check the stills camera, the 3D. But like I say, the Estes method really worked well. We've got some good response. Could sort of it would give you like a double answer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. I am. And you're like, you sort of, you ask the question and you think you'd get a single response, but it was like doubling the words up,
Oh,
which
okay.
is sort of a bit confusing, really.
Yeah.
And then obviously he got touched. Oh, he got tapping on his headphones
Oh, yeah.
because he took them off to look, see if someone was trying to sort of stop the
Oh,
Estes
yeah.
method. He took them off and went, what?
Oh,
He said, oh, sorry, I thought someone was telling me to stop. So he
Oh.
clearly heard tapping on the headphones, which I found interesting.
yeah.
And he said he thought someone was trying to stop the experiment. So he just sort of went, what? Like looking at everybody's looking at him. Oh, I thought someone was wanted me to stop. But that was interesting. Obviously, we didn't see that, but he heard it
Yeah.
in his headphones, like someone's just tapping him and say it's the end of the experiment. And it went on a bit like that for the Estes method. Again, a few people kept looking at the balcony. There's something on that balcony kept drawing you to look up. Now, whether it was like someone said, I think in the Estes it was killed, I fell, was pushed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
like that, wasn't it, Luke?
I remember that. Yeah.
Like someone had been murdered, like pushed down the stairs or pushed over the balcony, or an accident, they fell and got badly.
Yeah.
Because when he got that, I was hurt or something like killed, he said his legs actually went numb. He couldn't feel his legs.
Oh, wow.
So whether that was spirit telling him broke his back or I don't know, but he said, oh, see, that's a really weird feeling. I can't feel my legs from the bottom down. And obviously he can move his toes and things like that.
Yeah.
So you had to obviously make sure he was all right. But he kept saying, oh, I felt like I had no legs. My legs are gone. Which was a really strange, because he had the killed, pushed the stairs. And so we're not sure whether someone fell over the balcony and landed and obviously died, or someone definitely died there because you could tell that upstairs. Or they fell, broke their back, maybe. We were all buzzing. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Yeah, Angela says you're all rocking at 3 a.m. Hi, guys. Love and light and peace. Hi, Marilyn. Angela was rocking at 3 a.m. Rocking Shepton Mallet. The height of the thing. Yeah, so it was a very interesting theatre, to be honest. You know, I think there's obviously a lot more there to go, but it's the sort of location you'd want to do when it's slightly warmer, shall we say.
Yeah.
You know, obviously going out this time of year, you know where you're going. And they kept, obviously, because it was so cold, kept having battery malfunctions.
Oh, yeah.
Like my battery and my camera went. And I know it's a fresh battery, because I got 2 or 3 of them. I put the new one in, and it was like full up bar. And then I went walking round into the theatre, and it was like flashing. Like it's gone. I'm thinking, well, okay, this could be temperature affecting this rather than spirit.
Yeah.
But the last one managed to hold on for about 40 minutes before it actually failed. So it didn't last long. The first one was about less than 20 minutes and it had gone. But I sort of kept my hand on the battery to try and keep it warm. The second one lasted about the same 20 minutes. The last one lasted about 40 minutes and it was gone, dead, which was unusual, really. So I tried my laser grid, but it wouldn't really work very well. And it was the battery, but normally I bought 2 new laser grids when we went to the fort. But neither of them would work, which was odd. Yeah. And when I got home, I thought I'd quickly have a look, see why they're not working. They both come on. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Whether it was just a cold and they just didn't like the cold. But no, we're not coming out this time. It's too cold. But we did have a few bits sort of pack up because of the coldness. But you expect that going out investigating this time of year anyway, didn't you? So other than that, it was an interesting night. It was the 13th century theatre. So, you know, it dates back quite a way, but you could tell how old it was. I'd say, like the floor was really like that. As you walked along, you were sort of
Mm.
going like that. It was a really strange floor. And
Is
like
it just from
beam,
age that it's like that, do you think?
yeah, I think it's just
all
age.
warped.
Yeah, like the floors. But when you look at it, you can tell it's had a lot of traffic because, like, the floor's quite warm, and they had these little tiny metal plates holding the floor together, and that sort of thing. So, and the plates looked probably 14th century. They looked that old. These little plates,
Oh, wow.
and they weren't Phillips screws because I had a quick look. They were like proper slotted single screw, like they would have used in the olden days.
Yeah.
But unless they've been replaced, obviously, as time's gone on, the screws have let go. But they were little tiny plates, literally. And they were getting worn out. So, and the floor being uneven, which probably is a lot of traffic. I'd imagine it was the original floor. I'm not sure. From underneath, it looked original, but I'm not sure on the top. It'd obviously been sanded and varnished, but the varnish had gone and the floor was uneven, bits of plate holding the floor together and all that sort of stuff. So it had that odd appearance. You know, if you turn the lights out, I'd imagine if it was pitch black in there, the floor would be a bit disconcerting as you were walking along, because you'd walk along the floor to get out the door to go into the other part of the theatre. But imagine in the dark, walking along an uneven floor would make you feel quite weird.
Yeah.
You know, and I've found that in a Masonic lodge, you know, the checkered floor. If you look at that, it seems to dip or move, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
You know, and I've often stood there and thought, is that moving or is that me? And I don't know how it does it, or just the way your eyes are trying to process it, I suppose, to see whether it's. But you get that weird look, like it's got a dip in the middle, or it's actually moving. I don't know. So I'd imagine walking along this floor could be a bit like that. We think, oh, that sort of up and down motion. But a very interesting place, very cold, and they're in the middle of renovating. I think she said they were going to shut it for a long time to finish the windows and the doors, and you know, try and get it back to a theatre. I imagine they could use it as a theatre, but they would do, I suppose, because it's got seats in there. But whether you'd get anybody go there now, you know, probably if you went there, you'd want to see a play, A Winter's Tale or A Christmas Story or something. To join in with the temperature. You could definitely get your winter socks there. I tell you, it was cold, but it was relentless cold. You couldn't go back to a base room where you could get a bit warm. Every room you walked in was just as cold as it was outside.
Yeah, couldn't they have made the base room one that had some windows in it, or would that not have worked?
Well, they had like fabric over the windows. It was obviously blowing. The air was just blowing past them. They were just temporary windows while they were getting the new one, the original ones redone. So really, they're supposed to be trying to protect the rain coming in, but because all the doors were massive doors, they were all jammed open. So all the doors were left open, so you couldn't go in and shut a door because it was all open. Even when you went in the theatre, you know, there was a door above you on the second layer, and even that door wouldn't shut. So you had to be careful if anybody was in that room doing experiments up above you, that you couldn't hear them in the main theatre. So you always had to keep checking. And people sitting up on the second level, if they moved, you could hear the chair move. You'd say, what was that? Somebody say, sorry, it was me. Sorry, I've just eaten, so I got a bit of a tummy rumble, and you know that type of thing. You think, what was that? What's this? What's that? But all in all, I found it interesting. An interesting night. If it's really cold, I take a hot water bottle and a warm water in a big sealy bag and put my equipment in it. That's quite a good idea, man. I mean, it was being affected. Nicole Phillips, hi. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for tuning in. But it was an interesting play. That's interesting. You know, I did wonder about putting the batteries in my jacket so they're next to your body thing, whether that would keep the batteries going. But there's some strange bits going on with the cameras, you know, but then that's the cold. You know, I wouldn't put my hand on my heart and say, oh, yeah, spirit. I think it was more coldness than it was spirit, to be honest. So you could debunk a lot of the camera failing, laser grids not working due to the sheer coldness. So I wouldn't have read much into that anyway. When the camera went, I thought, okay, it is really cold. I felt the battery, and the battery was actually cold. I thought, well, that explains that. You know, that's not spirit. That's just sheer coldness in the battery. And then obviously the laser grids didn't work. It's a single cell one, so that battery gets cold. It's a lithium battery, so they're well known to get cold. They play up a bit. So other than that, right, just giving Jen a nod. Yeah. Dropped off the seat. She's not been well, unfortunately.
No.
So she's not sleeping very well at night. So if you hear snoring, it's no. Hi to Jenny Easton too. And Carl Phillips.
Yeah.
So
What was I snoring?
snoring.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So, that was strange, that hello though earlier. I don't know
Yeah.
who that was, but interesting.
No.
We often things get like this, don't they? So,
Yeah, I've had funny little noises come from my speaker. It sounds like little tinkling sounds every now and again. That's why you might see me go, it's because it's making funny noises. Like, what's that all about?
but that was so clear as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what on earth that was. Spirit, are you listening? Can you say hello again?
No.
No, nothing. Strange.
No.
That was a very clear hello, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see what time it said that. We should go back. But other than that, it was, I'd say, an interesting night. Cold night, but interesting place. You know, it was three or four large rooms to investigate, but obviously all the doors were open and we had to be out by 11. The lady caretaker, whoever she was marching around at 5 to 11. Right, are you all going? Are you packing up now? We had a taxi company one night come through it, an EVP. Oh, wow. That'd be interesting. Over. Where are you? Get ready.
Over here.
Over here, yeah. So, yeah, I'd say interesting night. Got some EVPs to go through. And definitely there was a woman's voice on one of them saying, yes, clearly you're actually here. And it's yes, a real clear yes. So that was an interesting response. But other than that, it was a cold night, but a good investigation. A bit like yours, Angela, Shepton Mallet.
Yeah.
Cold night, but interesting.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder whether they get worn out sometimes, these venues, don't they?
Mm.
Did you have anything else, Luke, happen?
Nothing else better, really.
Yeah. It's quite patchy, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
I don't know whether our energy drops because it's cold as well, so it's difficult for Spirit to talk. What is that?
Me coughing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Get well soon, Jenny. That was static when you asked for a hello again. Yeah, there was lots of static in there. But just a little bit earlier, we had someone come through really clearly went, hello. So we're not sure where that come from, but we'd sometimes get weird noises on here. And that's just not me either.
Someone's snoring.
Someone's snoring in the background, so don't worry about the snoring. We know who that is. So anyway, Angie, anything else to add?
No, I don't think so. Nope.
Just that Andrew came up with an idea a week or so ago. The last Monday before Christmas, what we were thinking of doing is, if everybody's available.
It's just Jack coughing.
Anybody there? So just having like a Christmas get together. So everybody that's been on the Monday Night Live over the year or so, come on for a little while. You know, we don't mind if you're on for 10 minutes, an hour. So Andrew's idea, have a little bit of a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll ask Emily to come on. If we can get Andy to come on and all the others that have done talks on here. Got to try and remember. We've said quite a few, haven't we? But I'll
Yeah.
get on to Essex Ghost Hunters, Spirit Brothers, if we can get them to come on. Emily with the Ghost Dolls or the Vessels.
Supernatural.
Yes, Western Supernatural, GDI.
And Graham, who's just put a comment.
Had some really clear EVPs at the castle last week. I said I was not going to say much and let the spirits talk more about. A male voice said, "Oh, thank you," quite polite voice. And also my name said again. Yeah,
Nice.
Graham seems to get a lot of interaction up there. And I think that's at Lugger Shore Castle. Is that correct? I think that's where he goes. He goes up there a lot and walks the dog. But I think, is that near Andover? I'm not quite
It's
sure.
that way.
Is it? All right.
Mm.
But Graham goes up there quite a lot. So Graham really does get some great EVPs, you know, some real responses to his questions. And he's normally the only one up there with the dog anyway, wandering around. So but if we get him on here again, so we'll get Graham on here again. So that's what we're having to do. So if you're available, the last Monday before Christmas,
22nd.
and then we'll probably have a break over the Christmas Monday to have a break so we can all have a rest and start fresh for the new year.
22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. So if you're available, please come on, join us on the panel. You know, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 hours, we don't mind. Just come on and join. It's everybody
With
that
your
we've had
mulled
on.
wine and mince pie.
There you go, mulled wine and mince pie. So it's all to Angela's house for mulled wine and mince pies. And half of you are in the van anyway, so you're not coming in.
Yeah.
So if you are available, contact Angela or myself. Let us know if you're available. I'll get hold of the Spirit Brothers and a few others, see if we can get them on there. So that's the 22nd, the Monday, last Monday before Christmas. And obviously we'll have a break over the Christmas period and then be back in January. So if there's nothing else to add, Luke, you got anything to add?
That's all right. Nice guy.
Yeah. How's your mum? Oh, are you doing any investigation wise over Christmas?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Where are you going? What are you doing, Luke?
Yateley Town Hall on the 13th.
Oh, that's right. You were there, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you need to talk about that then, Luke, for an hour.
Well,
So I've
yeah.
been making lots of notes if I was you.
Well, yeah.
Because this program lasts about an hour, Luke. Yeah?
No, yeah.
I've got nothing else to say that whole time.
Yeah. Oh, dear. So, yeah, so that was the idea. So if anybody can come on, talk to us, Jamie and all the team, pop on, or, you know, all of them, we'll get hold of Spirit. I'll try and get hold of Spirit Brothers, Emily. So we'll have a few others. So bring them mulled wine and mince pies or whatever you want to do. Come along, have a chat for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We can get, how many on there? 10 is there, Angela?
10, yeah, 10 at once.
So we can get 10 on there at once. So come in, wish everybody a happy Christmas and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year even. So come on, join us for the Christmas party one, which will be interesting. And you, Luke. And not halfway through, Luke, right at the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
8:15, Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't make me come and knock on your door, wake you up. I'll be going ooh, through your letterbox.
Yeah.
Party on, yeah. So come and say hello. Graham, I'll pass you these. Yes, please, mate. Send them over and I'll get them off to Angela and she can put them on maybe and we can have a little listen. But they're very interesting EVPs, without a doubt. You get some good responses. So, only like to say, please let us know. Contact Angela on here if you can, or myself. Let us know you're available. And even if you come on a little bit later, stay for 10, 15 minutes, have a chat, and then go again. We'd really appreciate you doing that for us. So, you know, just to get together for everybody over the year. So, it only remains me to say thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a very, very safe week and weekend. Be careful out there because it's cold and wet and very miserable. We don't like that. We want sunshine. So from myself, Jenny, Angela and Luke, we say good night and have a very, very safe week. Take care. Bye.
Oh. Bye.